All right, out here with the EXB with the new diff I just installed that Horizon Hobby sent me. Ooh.
Ooh. Should I go get it?
No. I hit the trigger and that rear diff just, I don't know. It's definitely not open. It tried to walk around itself. And that's why I don't like the limited slip differential, because of that. I want the open diff, because this acts like a lock diff, where it'll try to come around on you when you hit the trigger. See? It's got too much bite in the back. Too much bite. Way too much bite. Man, this feels like my V4 now. See? Does that dog walk. That walk wheel to wheel, because it's driving off one wheel. Oh man. Well, I don't know. I think I'm gonna just put this one up and not run it no more, because I could run my V4 for that. I don't need an EXB. I'd rather run my V4. It doesn't have a limited slip diff, but it acts better than this does. See? It's leaving 2 tire marks, where if it was open, it would give. See? All it wants to do is come around in the dirt. Go send this thing off some jumps and destroy it. I used to love the Kraton, and I still do love my V4 for what it is, but that's not why I bought the EXB. Look at that. See, the back end just wants to come around. That was a big rock. He's gonna break that thing, watch. And this is on 6S, not on 8S. I really liked this thing when it was on 8S with the open rear diff. Go to this jump. He's going to try to send that slash off that big jump. She went full trigger into his leg already. thing seems to be on his back all the time. Like I don't know how to drive an RC. See, it just keeps wanting to spin around. So I can't get speed for the jumps. Because every time I hit the trigger, it just wants to walk around. That's what I don't like about a locked rear diff. Or apparently a limited slip rear diff. It is a good RC, but just not what I was looking for. Hard slap. Beep, beep. Oh, right on the tail. Right on the wheelie bar. I hit the brake, just I guess not hard enough. I better get used to this thing before I just keep sending it this way. It definitely seems like it likes its roof more than it likes the wheels. Wow, see? The rear just wants to come around. Yep, the rear just wants to walk around a little too much. Yep, not liking the new diff. See? Just, I don't know. Is what it is. Enjoy it for what it is. They're over there fixing something now because Peanut probably broke something off that jump. What happened now? When you went off that jump, huh?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I know. See that walk on two wheels? looking to get the Kraton EXB again. It's like a turtle, loves to be on its back. I don't know. That rear diff is so tight. So tight. I can't even hit that thing. When I hit the trigger, it locks up. So it's like running a locked rear. It's like running a locked rear differential. I should have just left my locker back there, because it literally drives the same as if I had my locker back there. See? It's supposed to be a give and take and keep the RC straight, not spin the RC around. And that's what I loved about the open diff. Now I got a lock diff. That's not what I paid for. I have a V4 Kraton, it works fine. And even the V4 drives a little better than this one now. So, you guys tell me what you think. If you guys like this LSD rear. I don't. It's definitely tight. Look at that. Every time I hit the trigger. Won't do a standing backflip, it just flips over now. But there we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I got plenty of power in this thing on 6S. I couldn't imagine this thing on 8S with a limited slip rear diff. See? It's supposed to diff out and not flip over. It's not supposed to flip over. It should diff out and come back down if it had an open rear diff. But there we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. It still is a fun RC. If you don't have a V4, get yourself an EXB, put your own system in it. It'll be a great RC. But if you already have a V4, don't waste your money. Just upgrade your V4. It'll be better than this one. There we go, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. All right. Well, anyhow, after the video and editing this video and talking about this rear diff, I read all the comments that everybody leaves. And off the video that I did receiving this diff and showing the part number, everybody was explaining that it's an LSD diff, which I had no idea. I thought it was going to be sent as an open diff. So I was pretty let down. But Speed Freaks left a comment, and this is what I'm talking about. When there's an issue or something that I don't like, definitely a lot of subscribers and a lot of people out there will always leave comments, and I read and try to respond to most everybody. I might miss a few here and there, but I do my best to read every comment and try to respond. But he was explaining that he just left a little comment in that before this video was posted, that this LSD rear diff can be adjusted. So looking back at it, I remember when the diffs were first breaking and Arrma put up a video. I don't remember if it was Arrma. Somebody put up a video explaining that you can take the plates and put them on one side and make an open diff and just use them as shims. So I'm hoping that is the case, because if I can do that with this LSD diff and get it to diff out in the back, it's going to be a great RC again. And that's what I'm looking for in this. I'm really looking for an open diff in the rear of this thing. So hopefully I can accomplish it that way. I do have a V4, and the V4 drives, it definitely drives way different than this one. If you guys haven't seen that video of where I ran my V4 versus the EXB over in the desert doing some jumps, this one would diff out and handle so much better than the V4 for me. And that's why I fell in love with this EXB. I thought it was great, and then of course the next run, it ended up breaking. But on that bash session, I did end up breaking this rear wing. This thing landed so hard on this rear wing so many times that it ended up busting off these bolts into the diff. So here are the bolts. I did change them out. So it took a little bit of work to get these things out. It literally sheared them off flat with the aluminum plate back here. So I had to remove the shock tower, get them out of the way so that I can get these out. And then these pretty much just unscrewed from the rear plastic wing. Now my V4, it did break a wing mount prior. And this one didn't bust the wing mount. So I think the EXB wing mount is probably stronger because it ended up shearing the bolts instead of breaking the wing mount, which I guess you don't have to buy parts. As long as you have bolts, you can get them out. So that's definitely a good thing when it comes to the EXB. The rear of it seems to be stronger in that aspect. It is you know, it's Arrma. It's Arrma tough. You can send this thing. I mean, this thing, like I was saying, to me, was acting like a turtle. It definitely was on its roof more than it was on its wheels. And it took the beating, you know. I don't know if I ever really showed the system that I finally ended up putting in this thing. Because I pulled out the 1717 motor, I ended up leaving. I left the XLX 8S in here, XLX, Mamba Monster X 8S in here. I took off the fans because with this setup and this gearing, the way I have it, it's not going to overheat. Definitely has a lot of kick and a lot of torque. But I got a 14 tooth pinion in here, and this is a 1515 2200 kV 6S motor. So even though I have an 8S ESE in here, I do just run it on 6S. I run it on a single pack 6S. Right to that. It cleans up the RC by running a single pack in it, so that on hard landings, the batteries aren't trying to split out from each other and not putting a bunch of pressure on the straps. So in this aspect, this setup works really well for bashing it pretty hard. And I had this on 8S, and it held up really well. I don't think the Kraton V4 or the EXB really needs to be on 8S. You can't really use the power. I've tried. It's definitely overpowered, like way overpowered for stunts. I mean, I had fans on it on the 8S system. I had it geared really high. It was definitely fast, but it was stretching the tires a lot. It definitely blew one of the tires, ripped the glue off, so I did have to re-glue one of the wheels on my second run. When I did the backflips, it showed that the wheel was coming apart, that the glue was coming apart, so I did have to take them apart and re-glue the wheels. But other than that, you know, steering with this Power Hobbies, I think that was a Power Hobby. No, this was a ProTech. I'm sorry, Power Hobbies. A ProTech, a 155T. Definitely a really good steering servo. I have really a lot of control with it. So, I mean, yeah. I'm hoping that that I can play with those plates and get this thing to a open diff in the rear. So I'm going to do some research on that. Hoping that I can take that limited slip differential setup and turn it into an open diff, and it be just as strong. I would assume if it, you know, if they were sending us a warranty one, it was going to be an open diff because that's what originally was in these things. I don't know how the new ones are, if they're just limited slip front, limited slip rear. If they are, you're definitely going to have the experience I'm having right now. And to some, that might be good. But for me, in the loose dirt, I don't want the back to walk around. And on grass and high bite surfaces, I don't want it to do that dog walk. I want it to diff out and stay down. I want to be able to pull that trigger, and if it comes up on one wheel, I want that diff to give out and it settle back down and bring the RC down, rather than ride on one wheel, do the what I call the dog walk, which is back and forth, and then flip over. That way I can pull the trigger hard on loose dirt and hit, you know, dirt jumps and get some air. If it's locked up in the rear, and that's the problem I was having with the locker, is that the rear end wants to walk around and you can't get speed to hit the jump like I want to hit it. So that's all I'm trying to say. Hopefully this helps some people out there, and hopefully I can figure out how to make this rear diff more of an open diff, or even loosen it up. If I can loosen it way up, it doesn't really have to be open. It just has to be loose enough to keep it down in the back and not trying to walk on one wheel. If it gets up on one wheel, I want it to settle back down. I don't want it to ride on that wheel. And I notice if I grab the wheel and hit the trigger at like a certain speed, those plates lock up and I can't hang onto the wheel. So, you know, which gives you good bite, which is great, but I kind of want more of an open diff style, to where I can grab that wheel and it's just trying to drive, you know, on the one that's in the air to settle the RC back down, if that makes any sense. But there we go, just a little explanation of what I'm looking for, and hopefully I can get this RC there, because if I can, it's definitely going to be an animal, and maybe we'll kick it back up to 8S. I don't know. 6S seems to be working perfect though. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for being patient. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Safe, happy holidays. Enjoy your family. And let's get through this COVID thing and just have a Merry Christmas. We'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching.